There was nothing else in the pockets of the lab coat. The apparatus looked like the handiwork of a mad scientist. I thought it... I'd already carried a shrunken head around earlier that night. I didn't want to start a trend by lugging around other unnerving abominations. And I especially didn't want this one talking to me. The bag was empty of everything but papers covered in an unintelligible scrawl. The books covered all manner of scientific subjects, magnetism, thermodynamics, chemistry, and much more, none of which I had the time or understanding to read.
Ich überlege gerade, was wir da bekommen haben.
It was a small matchbook with the logo of the Captain's Club printed on the front.
Das ist der Cooktag hier. Okay, jetzt muss das kosten. Ja. Manchmal ist das echt so naheliegend. Echt so naheliegend.
Did you say you were looking for a more secluded beach?
Yes, that's right. Have you found one?
Look at this. Further along the coast is a bay called Crossbone Cove.
Crossbone Cove. That does sound very bony. How do we get there?
There's a ferryman in town named Crab McCready who can take us to Crossbone Cove. We just need $75 to cover the charter fee.
Oh, absolutely. I can spare some of my allowance. Let me write you a check.
Er hat einen Stift, wir brauchen einen Stift.
It was a signed check I'd been given by Muffy Carlyle, the fossil hunter, to charter a ferry to Crossbone Cove.
That should cover it.
I'll go charter it at once. That wasn't going to work. Hello again, Muffy.
Hello, Murphy.
Can we use your yacht to get to Crossbone Cove?
Oh, I'm afraid not. I gave Rufus the evening off. I knew I'd be plenty busy here on the beach, so I told him not to come back until morning. He said he was going to the Carondelet Cat House. Goodness knows why. I'm a dog person myself.
Well, good luck with your search.
I'll never give up. That's the dinosaur way.
Will this cover the ferry payment?
Oh, I didn't think you'd get that much. Sure it will. Who's this Carlyle guy?
Oh, he's coming too. He's funding the trip.
Well, he gets a promotional flag too.
Gee, thanks.
Consider this ferry chartered. Thank you for placing your trust in the Crab McCready Ferry Company, despite all the reviews. Now, once your compatriot is here, we can cast off. Pen that map up inside the cabin, will you? It'll be a tricky voyage to Crossbone Cove. I haven't sunk yet. This month.
And so we were off, captained by a man whose body composition had more alcohol in it than a bottle of vodka. And yet he navigated like a seasoned dancer, pirouetting through the treacherous currents with a drunken grace, all the while sipping from a flask that smelled stronger than window cleaner. Crab, I can't complain about your captaincy skills, but I've got to ask, how did you get through those treacherous rocks with so much alcohol in your bloodstream?
Murphy, if I didn't have the alcohol in my bloodstream, I wouldn't be going anywhere near those rocks in the first place.
Okay, guck mal hier. Haufen Steine. Treffen wir bestimmt. Das ist X.
I didn't want to disturb the rock pile. I might have made it collapse. I didn't want to go paddling. The rowboat had no oars, and more importantly, no structural integrity. It wasn't going anywhere. At the far end of Crossbone Cove, all I came across was a wall of rocks and boulders. It seemed the cave I was after had gone missing. Hello again, Muffy.
Hello, Murphy.
You haven't seen a cave around here, have you?
I'm afraid not. Why? Have you lost one?
It appears so.
Well, don't give up. Things are always in the last place you look.
Stimmt.
Any luck finding those fossils?
Nothing. I'm beginning to think this island doesn't have any fossils.
Have you found anything at all?
Only these.
Oh my goodness, Muffy! Those are gemstones! Rubies, emeralds, sapphires? This might be genuine pirate treasure.
But they're not fossils, are they? They're nothing more than baubles.
Yeah.
They're not the figurative footsteps of ancient behemoths, the skeletal remains of the kings of the prehistoric world. I'll have you know, I'm not conducting this exploration for financial gain, but for the love of dinosaurs. Here, you seem rather entranced by them. You can have them.
Wow.
Gosh, thank you, Muffy. What do you think of Crossbone Cove, Muffy?
I feel like a real explorer out here. Such daring and tranquil isolation, inaccessible, miles from civilization.
It's nice to get away from it all, isn't it?
Just the place to build a summer retreat, I'd say. A manor on the cliffside, a pier for the yacht, connect up a road for Rufus, my driver, a few cottages for the staff. Then I'd be able to enjoy the isolation properly.
Genau. Genau.
Good luck with the fossil hunting.
I'm close. I can feel it.
It was a handful of multicolored gemstones, undoubtedly pirate treasure. I'd like to head back to Dead Nettle, please.
I'll stay here. Come back for me later. I'm not leaving until I find a fossil.
That guy's elevator doesn't go all the way to the top floor now, does it? Up aboard, Murphy.
Welcome back.
I've got something to sell that I think you'll be very interested in.
Wonderful. What is it you're selling?
These are genuine pirate gems. They were discovered at the treacherously inaccessible Crossbone Cove, where they must have laid undisturbed for 2 centuries. Just imagine their history. Fierce ship battles, sword fights, X marks the spot. They must be priceless.
That's a very exciting story, Murphy. But I'm afraid what we have here is glass.
Glass.
Yes, sea glass. Bits of bottle or a broken lantern, perhaps. They fall into the sea, then get smashed up into little pieces by the rocks. The tide wears them down until you end up with pretty little polished pieces like this.
Does that mean you're not going to buy them off me?
I'm afraid not. But they are pretty. I'll tell you what I'll do. Have a look and see if there's something you'd like to trade them for. Does that sound like a deal?
Sounds like the best deal I'm going to get. Could I trade the sea glass for one of these fossils?
Certainly. I think that's within your price range. Which would you like?
The swirly one at the front would be great. Thank you.
Alles Schlimmes. Wir lassen ihn graben, wo die Hülle eingestürzt ist.
Pleasure doing business with you.
Ich bin mir ziemlich sicher, dass das passiert.
Returning to Crossbone Cove, I discovered the lighthouse at Fort de Bellemore was now illuminating the inside of the cove.
Das haben wir schon die ganze Zeit gemacht. Ich glaube, sonst hätten wir das hier nicht gesehen.
Nope.
Schade.
Muffy, look what I just found.
Guck da mal.
Is that what I think it is? A dinosaur fossil. A memento of the behemoths. A shadow of a bygone age. My very own dinosaur.
That's an ammonite, that is.
Really not helping here, Crab.
Just saying.
And it was right here where you were searching. You were right after all.
I was right. I'm a real-life paleontologist. This will show Papa.
Crab, we're heading back to Dead Nettle. Muffy found what he was looking for.
Glad to hear it. Step aboard. Where did your friend run off to so fast?
I have no idea, but I think we made a childhood dream come true tonight.
I am so overwhelmed, I might spew right across the deck.
Okay. Ich hatte jetzt ein bisschen mehr erwartet.
I glanced at the book's cover and was more than surprised to read the title, Dunstan the Dinosaur, above a drawing of a bulbous yellow triceratops walking on 2 legs and wearing a bowler hat.
Ups, egal. Speichern.
Welcome back.
I had nothing else to ask him.
Schwupps, ich dachte, der buddelt dann das Loch auf. Das wäre es jetzt. Das war wahrscheinlich mit der Kanonenkugel.
It was the cotton flag that Crab, the ferryman, had given me, embroidered with his company logo. That wasn't going to work. The fish was far too hot to pick up, and I was sure Ned wouldn't have wanted me to extinguish his grill. I decided...
Okay.
I had nothing else to say to... Good evening, Captain Moot.
If you say so.
I found out why Mrs. Craddock rescinded your invitation. You were caught painting naked ladies on the ship's bridge. That's why you crashed the ship.
Maybe that's true, but you'd think she'd have been more understanding about the whole thing.
Why's that?
She was the naked lady I was painting when we crashed.
I switched on the lighthouse light.
Do you want a medal?
I better be off.
So long.
Hello again, Captain Pemberley.
Welcome back, Captain McCallan.
I best be running along. Enjoy your evening.
Farewell, Captain McCallan.
Hello again,
Welcome back.
I'd like a rematch at English billiards.
Thinking you can beat what I hit before? Step right up. Threes. Too bad, Captain McCallan. It seems my standing as champion of the Captain's Club continues.
Na komm. Neue News?
Anything to report?
I'm keeping my eyes open. Evelyn seemed busy, and I didn't have anything else to ask her.
Schon sind wir wieder in der Sackgasse. Heute ist kein guter Tag. Heute ist kein guter Tag. Mal gucken, ob wir sie konfrontieren können.
I had nothing else to say to her.
Sieht nicht danach aus. Mist! Ich wollte gerade klicken und er war im Dialog. Verdammt. Er hätte jetzt einen Hinweis gegeben.
Hello, Sebastian. Bet you can't do the paddleball with your eyes closed.
Look and learn.
The trunk was empty. The kid wasn't just going to let me cut the string of his paddleball. Hello, Sebastian. Bet you can't do the paddleball with your eyes closed.
Look and learn.
With Sebastian's eyes closed, I took out my scissors and when the timing was right, snipped.
Hey, what happened to my paddleball?
The ball just snapped right off there. Maybe you need to practice a bit more. With any other child, I'd feel guilty. With Sebastian, it felt like evening out the cosmic balance.
I bet Mallory was behind this.
Uh-oh.
I picked up the red rubber ball I'd cut from the paddleball. It looked like a clown's nose.
Jetzt geht's ab.
I needed to think of something else.
Okay, das war bloß ein Test, ob ich den damit glänzender bekomme, aber brauche ich wahrscheinlich nicht. Ich würde mal sagen, dadurch, dass ich jetzt nur das Ding benutzen muss. Quatsch. Schade, dass man das Radio hier nicht abschalten kann.
I had an idea. One that required skill, subtlety, and finesse. Or at least the ability to hurl a billiard ball through an open doorway. Yoink!
Did you just touch the table?
Absolutely not.
Ow! Who threw that?
Was war das?
Hello again, Captain Pemberley.
Welcome back, Captain McCallan.
I'd like a rematch at English billiards.
Thinking you can beat what I hit before? Step right up.
Jetzt aber.
I don't believe it. I've never seen 14s before. You must have arms like the coupling rods on a steam train.
A blessing and a curse, as I've discovered more than once to my own cost. But I don't like to boast. Does this mean I win the trophy?
I'm afraid it does, but you need to bring it back next Wednesday for the potluck. We'll have a rematch then.
Okay.
With my newfound title as club billiards champion, it was time to claim my trophy.
Sehr gut. Ist alles vorbereitet.
I loaded the billiards trophy into the cannon. Spherical and solid metal. It was the perfect improvised cannonball.
Bisschen stopfen.
I packed in the gunpowder and makeshift cannonball. Now there were just 2 steps remaining. Aim and fire. Whoa! The cannon looked like it might still work. If it did, I knew from that evening's previous experience with firearms that 5 steps were required. Gunpowder, shot, ramrod, aim, fire. The cannon looked like... With so many coves and caves along the coast, it was difficult to make out what was what. Crossbone Cove lay somewhere out there, but I would need some way of knowing which one it was. The lighthouse light was shining along the rocky coastline.
Aber es war doch richtig. Ah, warte mal. Eine Zielflagge bauen. Moment.
That didn't work. That didn't work. I needed to think of something. I didn't want to disturb the rock. Nope. That didn't. Digging through that much rock by hand would have taken months.
Oder müssen wir uns ein Zielkreuz bauen?
What looked to be the entrance to a cave had been covered over by a rockfall. It was now partially lit by the Fort de la Moore lighthouse.
Es war alles so einleuchtend.
That wasn't going. Looking back out through the narrow inlet across the waves, I could see Fort de la Moore, with its ramparts of antique cannons and lighthouse-top tower. It was now illuminating the inside of the bay, at least what it could reach through the narrow opening into the cove. It was a pile of rocks, sturdily balanced atop one another. It was now illuminated by the light from Fort de la Moore. Hey, Crab, what is this thing?
Ah, there's a cairn. Probably built centuries ago.
What was it used for?
The cairns were used by pirates as markers. You see, with all these coves and caves along the coastline, it'd be easy to lose track of which one held the booty. So they'd stack up the rocks and put something reflective on top, like a shard of metal from a broken cutlass or a handheld mirror. Then, as they'd sail the coast, they'd shine their lanterns across the beaches, and if they saw something reflect back, they knew that's where they'd hidden the stolen loot.
Do you think the cove still has treasure?
I don't think so. What's the point of hiding gold and jewels if you don't come back to collect and spend them?
As I placed the polished brooch on the cairn, it caught the light of the lighthouse beam and reflected it back fantastically, like a signal mirror.
Weil es wunderbar poliert wurde. Ba, 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 da, da, da.
The red light must have been the reflection of the brooch I'd planted, showing the exact location of Crossbone Cove. The cannon looked like it might still work. If it did, I knew from that evening's previous experience with firearms that 5 steps were required: gunpowder, shot, ramrod, aim, fire. With the brooch at Crossbone Cove reflecting light back from the lighthouse, I knew exactly where to aim. I took a match out of the matchbook and lit the cannon's fuse. I felt like a pirate captain about to unleash a broadside barrage. Ready the cannons, you scurvy scallywags! Pull the ship to port, down with the mainsail! Buckle your swash and fire!
Okay.
That looks like it might have worked.
Schnell hingucken.
Well, blow me down. What's happened here? Did you do this, Murphy?
I needed to find a way in.
Well, Aladdin, I think you found your magic cave.
Saubere
The cannon
Arbeit.
fire had worked. The boulders that had fallen in the rock slide were now rubble strewn across the beach, revealing what I'd been searching for, a dark cave winding into the cliffside.
Okay. Dann werde ich hier speichern. Und ab ins Bett. Ist in den letzten Tagen ein bisschen früh, aber ich hab... Ey. Oh nein. Was ist denn hier los heute? Ja, ich kann nichts drücken. Es ist wohl so, wie es ist. Ich gucke jetzt mal, ob es, ne? Ja, bewerte das Spiel. Gerade bin ich ein bisschen frustriert. Ich gucke ganz kurz nach, wo wir stehen geblieben sind. Es hat nicht sollen sein. Mist. Oh, warte mal. Es ist schon passiert.
Well, blow...
I needed...
Well...
The cannon fire had worked. The boulders that had fallen in the rock slide were now rubble strewn across the beach, revealing what I'd been searching for, a dark cave winding into the cliffside.
So. Lässt mich das Spiel jetzt speichern? Ah. Wahrscheinlich sind so viele Speicherstellen. Das kann natürlich auch so sein. Ja, das soll es gewesen sein. In den letzten Tagen immer recht früh. Bin einfach müde. Vielen Dank fürs Zusehen. Wir sehen uns morgen wieder und da mit hoher Wahrscheinlichkeit die Outer World 2. Ja. Bis dahin. Euer Firefox.